For over 100 years, Trow Nutrition has been working with our customers to provide them with the latest nutritional insights and technologies. Selco, the feed additive brand of Trow Nutrition, offers IntelliBond, the next generation of trace mineral technology. IntelliBond is a hydroxy trace mineral, a highly concentrated crystalline source of zinc, copper and manganese, which offers superior stability, palatability and bioavailability with lower solubility than conventional inorganic trace mineral sources supplemented in feed. Supplementing trace minerals like copper, zinc and manganese are essential. Feed ingredients typically do not contain an adequate level of trace metals to meet the nutritional demands of modern animal production. Many different forms of trace mineral are available to be supplemented in feed. For many years, inorganic trace minerals such as sulfates have been supplemented as standard. However, improved trace mineral sources such as the hydroxy trace mineral IntelliBond are increasingly used due to better stability, giving rise to better bioavailability. The trace elements within these structures will be absorbed in their soluble forms. Sulfate trace mineral sources can have a negative impact on feed quality, causing degradation of vitamins and binding to various nutrients and anti-nutrients such as amino acids, calcium, phosphorus, phytates and fiber. Sulfate trace minerals contain weak ionic binding, meaning that copper within the structure will easily separate from the sulfate ligand. The copper ion released is very reactive, interacting with vital nutrients in the feed. But what happens when the feed enters the animal's gut? Within the hostile gut environment, these reactions increase. Antagonistic reactions cause copper ions to form new insoluble complexes, preventing absorption of both the copper and the nutrient. Copper ions can also increase lipid oxidation, which degrade vitamins like E and C. The feed then travels to the stomach. The low pH environment further solubilizes the sulfate trace minerals, creating a high concentration of copper ions. This can damage the cells lining the gut wall, as well as further binding and degrading nutrients such as further oxidation of vitamins. As the digester moves into the small intestine, a large proportion of the copper ingested will already be bound to various diet antagonists, forming insoluble complexes. This means that only a small amount of the total copper in feed will be absorbed into the animal's bloodstream, giving low bioavailability. The copper which couldn't be absorbed in the intestinal tract will be excreted into the environment via the feces, which can have a negative impact on the environment and farm profitability. The story is very different when feeding IntelliBond, a superior source of hydroxy trace minerals. IntelliBond is completely stable in feed and therefore will not interact with essential nutrients in the feed such as vitamins. This also means that IntelliBond can remain more stable through the harsh conditions of feed production, as the crystalline matrix structure of IntelliBond contains strong covalent bonds. IntelliBond therefore will remain insoluble in the gut environment. As soluble copper ions aren't present, antagonistic reactions do not occur, preserving essential nutrients in the feed for absorption. Once IntelliBond products reach the low pH of the stomach, proventriculus or abomasum, the molecule slowly begins to solubilize, releasing metal ions from within the crystalline matrix. Because IntelliBond has a layered structure, this release is gradually one layer at a time, preserving the copper for the small intestine where it is absorbed. After IntelliBond starts to solubilize in the stomach, the slow release of trace minerals will continue into the small intestine, the main site of absorption of copper. The controlled release of copper ions from the IntelliBond C crystalline matrix promotes improved absorption across the intestinal wall through the enterocytes. This controlled release prevents copper ions binding to diet antagonists. Because more copper is absorbed into the animal's bloodstream, there is less excretion of essential trace minerals in the feces, which can negatively affect the environment. IntelliBond allows you to invest in trace minerals which work in the animal, not being lost to the environment. IntelliBond. Smart minerals, smart nutrition, smart decision.